friends, as they say. Ni hao to everyone. Today we'll be testing engraving on crystals, specifically crystals that project onto a wall when lit by a flashlight. It's unique, though it's been done for a while, but usually it's mass-produced in China with standard inscriptions. Like, I love you in 100 different languages, or Happy New Year in 100 languages. So something truly unique and custom, no one has really done that yet. Basically, you can make a custom keychain or a pendant with your favorite wishes, secret codes, logins, passwords, or whatever you want. So it's an interesting and exciting topic. The laser tech and I have set everything up. It took us a full 2 days, just so you know. Behind me right now is a sample that's 2.5 millimeters in size. It doesn't even fit under our microscope. And it's very sharp, detailed, and very well engraved. We managed to fit a coat of arms them. Some awesome text. Let's go. We're revealing the secrets, but not yet, a bit later. Look closely at the size of the cube. Our heart is 3 millimeters, 3 by 2.5. A UV laser with a special lens and a multiplier. Under the microscope. See how it looks? It's all readable. You can write a lot here. We spent 2 days figuring out the entire technology from start to finish, including how to mount such a crystal. Here's what it looks like. You can barely see the damn thing. Let's put it under the microscope. And we get this inscription. It's readable. You can make any patterns or images here. Now, this is all glued to a special crystal, and the result is an awesome gift brooch, keychain, trinket, or whatever. The inscription, just so you understand, is 1/100th of a millimeter. Every inscription here is 1/100th of a millimeter. Anyway, it's fun. We've had an amazing 2 days. And this is all done with a UV laser. A specialized UV laser, not just something you set up and do on a whim. And it needs calibration, very precise calibration. Hello everyone, today we have a UV marking machine, specifically a UV laser for microengraving and marking on crystals. My name is Igor, Gravity Engraving Channel from Krasnodar. Today we are in China at one of the factories. Today we'll be using a 5-watt UV laser machine. 3 watts, 1 watt, or 2 watts would also work for this. Basically, the main things are the desires, settings, parameters, and all that. So let's start creating the crystals. Simple marking and engraving on pre-made blanks. I won't brag, but it turned out that not everything was as simple or easy as we'd hoped. Even with support from other factories, we still weren't getting any results, because nobody wants to share their settings, parameters, specs, or anything at all. They might give you a layout, but that's it. The settings depend directly on the machine and the equipment being used. Again, I'd like to point out that we have text here that's only 1.6 millimeters in height, yet it engraves very well and clearly, with no issues at all. We have similar text that's 1.9 millimeters. Also, no problems, looks good. The coat of arms will be 2.5 millimeters, and the pattern will also be 2.5 millimeters. And for this version of the double soldier, I didn't bother separating it, so basically its height is 5 millimeters, but we'll make it just a half. We're using specifically a UV laser. Nothing else is being used here. And a maximum short focus lens. Besides that, there's a bunch of other quirks, settings, and gadgets. Anyway, I'll tell you straight. We spent about 2 days of our own time on this. Time is very expensive in China, so we finally got a result. In the end, everyone was happy, even me and, well, the factory itself. I'd like to clarify right away regarding the layout preparation. It's a complex process because most fonts used are wireframe, meaning they have a line skeleton. I use the services of Derev Yashkin. He has a separate plugin. It's provided in this format through that same Telegram channel. So you can pay him a minimum of 250 rubles and get the plugin without any issues. And it converts some fonts into these single-line paths. Overall, I think it's, well, very convenient and accurate because you can prepare the text yourself in advance or make it as requested by the client. You'll need a single-line font anyway. It's the best option. You won't be able to make a double-line font that small. So let's say the font size ends up being, well, roughly 0.2 millimeters. And if you try to do it with a fill, the engraving will be a bit off. So layouts for this kind of engraving for the crystals are made either in advance or on the spot for the client, but you can't really go wild with fonts here, or you have to. Draw them yourself. To create these crystals, you'll need small lenses and these glass plates that already have a special coating applied. Engraves easily, no problem. We have some tested samples here already. I also used a flashlight to light it up either here or on the microscope itself because, well, everything is really tiny. Honestly, I don't regret getting the flashlight. I brought it with me to China, again, from China to China, and I didn't see anything like it at the exhibition. I mean, it's a really cool flashlight. I'll tell you more about it later. So let's move on to the engraving itself. We select one of the layouts on the computer, press F1, F2, and then look through our microscope. Let's take a look at the text engraving. The text is 1.6 millimeters in size. Despite that, there are over 13 lines here, including our line spacing. In the end, we get an engraving smaller than 0.1 millimeters. That is, the height of our line is 0.1 millimeters. Whether that's a lot or a little, judge for yourself, but on the 3 millimeter crystal, you can fit quite a large amount of text. And this is a clear example where we can fit onto the crystal. Not just text, but twice as much as what's written here. Let's look at some other options. Here's another option, creating this cool swirl. Its size is 2.5 millimeters. So the lines here are very thin, nice, and high quality. And everything is done very professionally. Next, we have some text options, like these ones. Also seem simple. Elementary, yet in this simple way, Happy Birthday is written in various languages. Fonts, I'll say it again, can be set using Darioshkin or other programs. There are many of them. And basically, test out any technologies. Here was an attempt to create a photo engraving. This is set to 2000 dpi, which is a lot. Despite that, it turned out quite well, considering the size of our photo was no more than 2 millimeters. Another interesting topic for those in St. Pete, creating patterns from simple vectors, like things saying, in St. Pete, drink or not drink, relax, walk, have fun, whatever. A coat of arms, 2.5 millimeters in size, could have been even smaller, 1.6 millimeters would work too, no problems with that at all. Any other engravings, like our tag layouts and templates, also work for engraving. It turns out quite well. Everything is clearly visible and readable, you can do external sampling of such layouts, and it'll be just as good. Engraving tests. So again, before we start the engraving, we set it up for our fonts. The whole technology was tested on these little strips, these lines, so it was all incorrect. The distance between the lines is 0.05 of a millimeter, 50 microns, and here the distance between the lines is also 0.05 of a micron. 0.05 of a millimeter, 50 microns. But at the same time, our line is 1/100th of a millimeter. A pretty good result. And let's go back to our starting point. Regarding texts, any text can be created. It all depends directly on the font again. I recommend using fonts from Darioshkin, which allows doing it all in a single line. This is one of the smallest fonts. You can make it much larger, it'll be easier to read, so I don't see any problems with that here at all. See, you can use ready-made layouts. Actually, this is a ready-made layout that was made once, or was being made, or is still being made, on our tags. And it also works well for engraving. So basically, no problems will arise. Once again guys, for those interested in the equipment, I'll leave all the links in the description. You can contact the factory or message me on WhatsApp. Please don't overload with unnecessary information. If you have a question, just ask it directly, so I can give you an answer. And I think that would be the best option. That's all guys. As always, this was Igor, Gravity Engraving Channel, Krasnodar City. Today, we are in one of the cities in China. I don't remember the name of the province. Liaochengxi. There are about 4 factories here for assembling this equipment. We are currently at one of the large factories, one of the big ones, let's say. I don't particularly like it. We'll likely work with a small factory where there's a more interesting approach to customers. More interesting, let's say. The assembly process and the range of equipment. Alright guys, have a great day and a good mood. Bye bye everyone.